our paychecks further when you allow the insanity to just continue in the California sanctuary state. And they're proud of it. Nancy Pelosi, let her go on, let her mock the meeting of immigration for having white men, but still taking no accountability at all whatsoever for the failed policies of her and Barack Obama. Cannot do it, won't do it. It's a tough thing to address, but it has to be addressed. It doesn't seem like any deals can be done anytime soon, but the president ain't going to sign anything that doesn't really fight for the American people. He wants to protect America. Nothing new. This is something that this president has promised us in the campaign trails, continues to promise us, and now they're tripping over the language that he used. And let me just say this about that. A lot of the countries that we mentioned, a lot of them are pretty nasty places. Pretty bad places. Yes, we're a nation of immigrants. I understand that. I can hear people yelling through the radio. Some. But even the immigrants that I know that are legal, they want them to be legal. The problem is, a large percentage of them don't want to be. I'll never forget that in 2016, that lady in Los Angeles, remember that? The picture that was taken, it was at Sunset Boulevard out in Los Angeles, undocumented and unafraid. And remember Obama, he invited them to come out of the shadows. Remember that? It's just a bunch of crap. Meanwhile, we get all the drug cartels coming over the border, littering up, junking up our streets, and then we get these illegals coming and draining our system, and they have their hands out. And when we get people that really need the help in our country, American citizens, they can't get the help. They can't find the help. Lovely. And we're supposed to just absorb how many? When is enough enough? I mean, common sense just eludes so many of these politicians. It's just absolutely amazing. Here's the House Speaker on that very point.
You have to remember, and I know I sound like a broken record, A, we want to fix DACA. We do want to fix DACA. B, we want to fix it while addressing the root cause problems so that we don't have a DACA problem again. I mean, that's kind of common sense.
House Speaker Paul Ryan talking about common sense. Such a rarity today. That's why I actually do the broadcast. Because it just, so many people, they just can't break it down. They can't talk about it. They're afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it. And we'll continue to talk about the real things and realities that are realities. You know, here's the thing. A liberal will say, you're such a bigot, you're a racist, you're all these other things if you're against it. And no matter where you're coming from on the issue. If you talk about finances, you're insensitive. They'll tell you immediately you're insensitive and you're a racist. You bring up any of the points from a conservative agenda, a conservative point of view, they're going to scream to high heaven. You know it's true. They don't want to hear the solutions. Their solution to it is, come all, open the borders, no walls, don't build them. Let's have more crime. Let's feed more. Let's do more for them. No matter how draining it is, no matter how taxing it is, no matter how little they contribute. And I'm not saying that all don't contribute, but a large majority does. A large portion of them does. Especially when you want to stay under the radar and you don't want to become legal. That's just a mystery to me. I'm just, really? I say go into a swearing-in ceremony for people that have done it the right way. The right way. It's such a proud moment for those that have become citizens of the United States. It's a very moving thing, and everybody that's listening to the show should do it. You should attend a ceremony and see how thankful and how proud people are. I just don't think that people have that zeal. They don't have that patriotism. They don't even know what it is. Now, some, they embrace it, they run with it, and they assimilate, and they do wonderful. But do you have leadership that doesn't show that and doesn't mean anything? Then what do you expect them to do? Starts from the top. A lot of people, they don't like reality. They would, and especially a lot of these millennials these days. It's all in the name of tolerance. Tolerance to tolerate everything, even if it destroys our country. Who cares? This has nothing to do with racism. It has to do with common sense. And I believe that's where the president's coming from. We don't do enough to take care of our own people over here. We haven't done anything really good to incentivize businesses to get off the ground. Our military is just inept. We don't even have enough planes in our Air Force to be able to really fight a war adequately. Naval ships down. All this stuff was under Obama. He didn't fund anything. Notice NASA disappeared. All these things under Barack Obama took away from us, and what is it? Let all these people trickle in to our country and feed off us like leeches. I'm sorry, but there needs to be a merit-based system. There needs to be something to be said about it. You can't just let anybody in the door that wants to come in with no accountability whatsoever. That might seem a little harsh. It might be a little tough, a tough pill, but we're not the only country that would be doing that. Most countries do. They don't just let anybody come in. Yeah, they look at their documents, but they look at what's your purpose. And you're monitored pretty damn closely. Here, come here, no accountability, drain off our system indefinitely, and who cares? You don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to pay for your home. You don't have to pay for your groceries. You don't have to pay for medical. And we just get billions and billions of dollars more into the hole. Do I sound frustrated? Listen, there's plenty of Americans that are damn frustrated about the whole thing. And I'm all for people coming here and doing it the right way. We need to get it protected for all those that want to come in and do it the right way, but we can't have mixed messages, mixed signals coming out from liberals and these idiot mayors and bleeding heart liberals, cities across America, giving safe passage to these criminals and illegals in our country. They're the ones doing it. They're the ones destroying our country. We'll be back right after this. For the people.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us. It went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it. Don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on, to trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American heritage. Why the style became fashionable is lost to history, but in 1927, the young man wore riding breeches and high-top cavalry boots. But there wasn't a horse in sight, just a simple airplane he'd named the Spirit of St. Louis. Charles Lindbergh was an Army Air Corps Reserve officer and mail pilot, but this flight was different. On this drizzly New York morning, the heavily loaded, fragile aircraft loosed the surly bonds of Earth, as the poet says, and just under 34 hours later landed in Paris. It was the first time it had been done. This has been Don Keyes with a bird's-eye view of Lucky Lindy, a heroic figure in your American heritage.
Keeping your American heritage alive each weekend here on For the People Weekend. Visit us online at forthepeopleshow.com.
Asked our customers, why is Consumer Cellular your choice in wireless?
Consumer Cellular helps me save money. It's simple and easy.
It is reliable.
I like the fact that there are no contracts.
By moving to Consumer Cellular, my cost is 50% less than it was.
They fit the plan to you.
I have everything I want with Consumer Cellular.
Their customer service is fabulous.
Customers are their number one priority.
I really feel like they take care of me.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
We really appreciate the AARP discount.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
It's easy to switch. You could use your own phone and you could use your own number.
Wild horses wouldn't drag me away from Consumer Cellular.
Go with Consumer Cellular.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Now, for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-918-4704. Go online or visit a Target store today.
For the People provides all the news each weekday without the spin. Just common sense and analysis of what's going on. The mainstream media wants to destroy Trump and this country. We won't allow it. And millions of Americans like you agree. Today, we need your help if we're going to stand up against big money and liberal media bias. Our talk show is 100% listener supported. Can we count on you for a monthly or one-time donation? Log on to our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your giving goes a long way, and we appreciate your support as we bring you the news, stories, and ideas that are not being heard over the mainstream media, channels like FNN, the Fake News Network. You can always count on the truth with us, with thoughtful and insightful analysis of today's headlines with conservative family values. To join us, log on to our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Keith Allen and For the People Weekend continues. John from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, he said, keep on beating that drum. He says, you're right on. Thank you. I appreciate it. And, it pains me that I have to talk about it, this way. And here we are in 2018, and here we are still talking about it. And Trump is trying to bring people together to get his agenda done. And we get people like Nancy Pelosi to the left that has to sit there and be all critical of who's there in the White House with the color of their skin. I mean, shut up already, please. This is not helpful. This is the kind of games that they want to play. There's people dying on our streets. There's people that don't have enough to eat in our country. There's not enough quality schools in our country because of these problems.